Time to talk some trades. That's GWS coach Adam Kingsley talking about Toby Greene and Jesse Hogan. Two players without a contract. Sam, let's start there. Are they both leaving?
I always find these segments particularly difficult because, you know, it's all an educated guess at this point, isn't it? It's August 14. There's players that are still making up their mind. So I'm just going to speak on the knowledge that I have. I think Toby Greene will leave. I think that he's really, really struggling with the decision. There's every chance that he stays, but if you're asking me whether I think he'll stay or go, I think my gut feel is that he'll go. And I think with Max Grishevsky re-signing for another couple of years, I think that means that Jesse Hogan won't be at GWS either.
Who's looking at Jesse Hogan?
I think he'll find another club. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up somewhere like Collingwood for a year. Do they go down the road of taking, Neil and Stringer and Hogan? I mean, who knows? There may be a situation where Jesse Hogan's not on an AFL list next year.
Has he got a couple of years left, Jesse Hogan, Jimmy, or not?
Fully fit. He's a Coleman medal winner only 2 years ago as well. It's just getting his body right. Fresh start could be good for both.
It was great for him at GWS, wasn't it?
He's still an exceptional player. Contested mark, kicks goals. They're hard to find. When he's fully fit, he's 40 to 50 goals, and there's not many guys kicking 40 to 50 goals.
Could they? I'm
sure they'll kick the tyres on it. I think a lot of teams will kick the tyres on Jesse Hogan, but it'll be around like a medical, how's his foot and body looking.
Yep.
Now, it was reported during the week, Sam, that Alex Pearce, the Fremantle captain, who is a Tasmanian, doesn't want to go to Tasmania, will stay with Fremantle. What do we know about that?
Yeah, well, I mean, all I can say is that's just false. It's just wrong. Alex Pearce has had no conversation with Fremantle about his contract beyond the end of next year because Alex Pearce doesn't want to talk to anyone about his contract. And that's because he's waiting to see what happens this year. He might be a premiership captain. He'll go into next year. And that's when he'll receive a big offer from Tasmania. And, the fact of the matter is Fremantle are not going to be able to match anything that Tasmania offer. Not just cash-wise, but more longevity. If Tasmania come with a 5-year offer and Alex Pearce has the opportunity to, A, elongate his career, and B, lead a team that he would have thought halfway through his career was never a chance at happening, I would think that would be too big a decision to say no to. And I would still have Alex Pearce, as we sit here tonight, the short price favourite to be Tasmania's inaugural captain when they walk on to the ground round 1 2028.
Really?
Yep.
Well, that flies in the face of all those reports during the week.
Well, they're wrong.
He's staying at Fremantle. He's 31, Lloydie. So, okay, if you were to give him the deal, how long a deal do you see? He's got another year to go, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you give him you said 4 years, 5 years?
How old is Alex?
31.
I think he's the ideal first captain for them for what he brings. He can at least play for the first 2 or 3.
Yep. So that's a watch this space on Alex Pearce. Zak Butters, Sam, who, he's leaving.
No, respectfully.
We know that.
You've got to be respectful.
Respectfully, Zak Butters. We
think
think
some sarcasm levelled at Josh Carr.
Huge amounts of sarcasm.
Okay.
We think that he's leaving, Zak Butters.
Very respectful there.
And there's a few clubs in the mix here. So who's in the mix and who's favourite?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's already purchased property back here in Melbourne in the inner western suburbs. Look, I still think that the Western Bulldogs are the favourites to get it. Richmond have certainly turned his head with the amount of money. And I would say that from the last time I was on air here on Friday night a couple of weeks ago to now, I think Geelong's chances have increased.
Really?
I wouldn't be willing to rule out Collingwood, only because it's Collingwood and, Nick Dacos is part of the pitch. But I would still have, of all of the clubs that have been mentioned, I would have the Western Bulldogs 3 lengths in front with 200 metres left if we're talking about a Melbourne Cup.
Okay.
Respectfully.
How do you think?
Respectfully.
How do you think the football community would react if Geelong ended up with Zak Butters, Lloydie?
Angrily,
yeah. But and do they wait? Will he wait till that team's out of the finals? Does he? Is that how it all play out?
I think he'll wait until as late as humanly possible.
Still looking to try and get up for the last game of the year, Zak Butters.
Which is just ludicrous. Zach, if you're listening, don't do it, mate. Just sit in cotton wool and worry about the next 8 years and $15 million of your life. don't throw it all away to play one last game for Port.
I don't
respectfully.
Yes, I don't think that deal's getting torn up if he's...
Maybe Bevo gives him a call.
You don't think if he does a Nathan Brown and breaks his leg in 6 different places that a deal's not being rethought?
They got 7 more years of him after that.
Let's talk about Calsher Dear, who... Well, Ben King, we think he's going to go to Hawthorn. We'll chat about him in a moment.
Not we think. It's happening.
It's happening, okay. Take that to the bank. Do Ben King will be doing at Hawthorn next year. And where's that leave Calsher Dear?
Well, it leaves him in a really, precarious position. Now, Sam Mitchell and the Hawthorn Footy Club want to keep him. They've offered him an extension. I think Calsher Dear is waiting to see what other clubs come late. Like, Hawthorn are going to have Lewis, who's re-signed. They're going to have Ben King. They're going to have Marby or Chol. They've got some other kids coming through. Like Schubert being one of them. Like, Dear's not in their first choice forward line, is he? And so, you've got Carlton who are throwing $1 million plus at Joel Amati. You've got other clubs like St Kilda, who Lloydie mentioned, who need a key forward. Look, I think there's every chance he stays. I think there's every chance he gets spat out and into a deal at a club that are willing to offer him a little bit more sustained first-team performance.
Yep. What's he worth, you think, in a trade?
Are you talking picks?
Yeah. Is he a pick in the 20s, like second round? Or?
Yeah. Well, 20s are almost first round. Yeah, once they get pushed, he'd be something in the 20s.
Yeah.
Age, development, ready to play straight away.
He's shown some glimpses, hasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly has.
Yeah, and that's depending on the club too. But yeah, I think something in the 20s. That'd get the deal done for both, wouldn't it?
I'd be throwing money at Calsher Dear before Joel Amati.
So that's
I would too.
Calsher Dear. The Ben King one is fascinating because the story's gone now, as you said. Respectfully, he's gone. But early in the year, the Gold Coast, I think we might have had, who do we have down at GMHBA Stadium, the chief executive of Gold Coast?
Dougie Evans.
Midway through the year, really confident that he was going to stay. What changed there with Ben King? Because sometimes these deals are done like a year out. Did something change?
Yeah, a lot changed. I think the fact that they lost 9 in a row didn't help. Was it 10 in a row or 9 in a row?
10 in a row.
10 in a row, sorry.
Not a good sales pitch, I'll give you that.
Not a great sales pitch. And then, without getting too personal, Ben's partner is also from Melbourne, and I think she's been keen to get home for a while now. And I think the more that they started losing and the more that Ben had Sam Mitchell in his ear and, come win a premiership with us, finish your career on the MCG in front of 80,000 plus the partner element of it. I think it's like anything, Matty. It's probably the sum of all parts rather than just like a big fork in the road moment.
So how does that pick work for King then, in terms of compensation?
It comes after their first
natural pick.
Okay, so they'll get
even though Melbourne have that pick, because it was part of the Petrarca deal. It comes after your first natural pick.
So Melbourne will be picking, and then it'll be them because they gave that pick to Melbourne.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. Good get for Hawthorn, Ben King, isn't he?
Yeah,
Lloydie?
He is. He is a good get. And I think it hurts the Suns, but they get the pick back that they took him at pick 6. So now they can turn that into something else. The Suns, whether they try and bring in another senior experienced player, they trade that on for something else. But, yeah, the knock on King has been why hasn't he been able to get more than just a few, kick 3 or 4 goals a week.
Lead mark forward. Why
haven't they ever, the Suns, been able to teach him more than that? And it interests me too, because I had him as a junior, and he's one of the more intelligent, coachable people you'll ever meet.
Was he more dynamic as a junior?
It's hard at junior. Yeah, he was good enough to take him off his toes as well. Max King was always your he was a bit more aggressive. Ben's always been your beautiful timing of leads. Ben's always been the safer kick for goal.
Yep.
Do we mark Ben too harshly?
It's over 300 goals.
Lordo, over the last 6 years, I'd have to go back through the stats, but my numbers are over the last 6 years, I don't think anyone's kicked more goals than him.
It's been
he has been unbelievably consistent. He's sort of like... It's like bagging a striker in soccer that doesn't get a lot of possession, but he's a poacher and just you're there to kick goals.
At the end of his career, where will he sit, say, compared to a Tommy Hawkins or a Jack Revolt, for example? Who?
But he might still have 700 plus goals at the end of his career.
Yeah.
Like he's pacing that way to 700 plus. He's over 300 right now.
His consistency as far as a goal kicker has been extraordinary, and yet I'm just fascinated because Lloyd's one of the greatest that's ever lived, and his opinion is shared by a lot of people in the industry, Matt. Oh yeah, he kicks goals, but what else does he do?
Yep.
It's
I can
really
actually remember
one.
in the late 80s and 90s when all those great forwards were there, and you had Gary Ablett and you had Tony Lockett. people would say that about Jason Dunstall sometimes, that he was a lead mark forward, but he got the job done, didn't he?
Yep.
Every week. So that's Ben King. Zac Bailey, now this is a fascinating one. He's at the Brisbane Lions at the moment. Adelaide Crows desperately want him, and they've got a huge offer in front of him. He hasn't said yes to Brisbane yet. He hasn't said yes to Adelaide yet.
There's so many layers to this one. Like, Zac Bailey's so highly touted and so, as you put, badly wanted by the Adelaide Crows. That offer worth more than $1.4 million this season was offered by Justin Reid, who's no longer the list manager of the Adelaide Crows. It's now Jared Roughhead.
Right.
One of Jared's best friends, who he plays weekly basketball with, is Brett Delidio, who's Zac's manager. So I'm sure it's something that's talked about on the basketball court quite regularly.
What? Pass it to me to low post. Oh, well, you're at another year.
I actually can't call this one, Matt. I don't know. What I would love to know is if Adelaide were offered the opportunity to offer that contract again, would they? My gut feel would be no.
Will they be able to get close, though, Brisbane, if Lachie Neale leaves? I know there's guys, the Ashcrofts are going to...
They'll probably be able to up the money a bit, Lordy, but to your point, they've got a lot of guys coming through who are going to want to get paid. So, you know, it's I think a lot for Zac, from what I can tell, Matty, as the Adelaide Crows prepare to make their way into Optus Stadium, is what position is he going to be playing? We've seen him at more centre bounces with the Brisbane Lions. He sees himself as a pure midfielder.
One last one before we take our final break and farewell you, Sam.
Nearly 8 o'clock.
Tom Sparrow, I know, it's overtime tonight. Tom Sparrow.
Going to sign. I'm hearing by reports a 5-year deal.
Yes. Yes, I don't think Tom Sparrow going anywhere. Had a breakout season, hasn't he?
And just one more, Rowan Marshall. Do you think he'll seek a trade again?
Yes, I think he'll seek a trade again. Whether it eventuates, Matt, is a different story.